What's up, y'all? Ryan back here again, and today we're trying out something a little bit different, kind of, but not really. These are some micro tube amps. These are probably the smallest tube amp that I've ever seen. I'm sure there's something out there smaller than this, but these are pretty sick, honestly. These are the Bantamp series from Joyo Audio, and I've got 3 of them with me today, but we're only going to talk about one because it was the most requested here on YouTube, Instagram, and on TikTok, and that is the Zombie 2, which is based on the Mesa Triple Rectifier. Now, this is only 2 channels, so it's a clean channel and a distorted channel. And the clean channel is not really like a Mesa Boogie. The clean channel on all 3 of them is almost identical, to be honest with you. But it's the dirty channel that we're really after, if we're all being honest. Because, I mean, nobody buys the Mesa Boogie Dual Rec for a clean channel either, right? Like, come on. But we are going to try out the clean channel first, and we're going to do it very, very briefly because it is very clean. Now, to put things in perspective, these are little 20-watt solid-state power section amps, but a tube preamp. So it's got 1 tube in the preamp section itself, so that way you're getting that tube tone, right? You're getting some analog tone, but it is going through the solid-state power amp, which allows it to get pretty loud. I have hooked this up to a cab, and it's really loud, honestly. But for the sake of this demo and all future demos with these little Bantamps, I do have it going into the 2 Notes Captor 8, and that is going into the King's Cab impulse responses inside of Logic Pro. So as far as controls go, very bare bones, and that's all it needs, honestly, is you have a gain knob, you have a tone knob, and you have a volume knob. Then you have a switch to switch between the clean channel and the distorted channel. You also have a Bluetooth switch because you can hook up your phone to this and you can play songs to it so you can jam along to them, which is nice because you can also plug in headphones on the back of it that allows you to actually just listen silently and just use this as a little jam and practice amp. On the back of these XL series though, these do actually have an effects loop. So you can put this on a pedal board. Honestly, you don't need to put this on a cabinet or anything. You can literally stick it on a pedal board and you can hook up whatever pedals you want into the effects loop itself, whether that be a noise gate or delay pedals, whatever it might be, which is pretty useful for something at this price range. I believe this one is about 150 bucks. I'll put it on the screen to tell you what the price is at the time of filming this, but these are cheap for a little tube amp. I personally would treat these as more of a tube preamp because of the way that I use things. I actually do everything hybrid and I run through impulse responses in my computer, but these are honestly great. Let's go ahead and dive into the clean tone here real quick, and I'm going to be playing through my GOC Illumina Plus with the Aurora Tone Earth Crusher rail style pickups inside of it. Nothing else going on at the moment. I will be using an overdrive later in this video, and just to be transparent with everyone, although this is not a paid video, Joyo Audio did send me these amps in order to demo for all of you, so I guess you can call this a sponsored video, but all thoughts and opinions are my own. Joyo does not see these videos before I post them, nor do they have any say in what I do or say in these videos. I'm not doing a demo song or anything for this today. We're gonna just hear straight tones. So let's go ahead and just hear the clean tone. So that's about enough of the clean channel. I think you could all agree that it's a very clean channel. You do have to play a little bit softly or else it will start to break up. That also could be the impulse response that I'm using right now being made for high gain, but it is very usable. If you throw some chorus and delay and reverb on there, you will have a very sparkling clean channel on that, which is very, very usable. Honestly, kind of impressed for the price. But let's go ahead and get to what we're all actually here for, and let's go ahead and switch it over to the dirty channel. Remember, I have no overdrives going on right now at all. This is just the amp itself still. And as you can see on the video here, the gain is extremely low. So let's go ahead and turn off the gain and show you what it does. So this is with the gain completely off. So it's never truly off on this amp. And let's go ahead and just be obnoxious and crank it all the way. So I think we can all admit that does sound fairly reminiscent of a Mesa Boogie Dual Rec. It's got the mud, it's got the extreme saturation. Obviously I have the gain turned all the way up, so of course it has the saturation. But it's got the goods. I think that you can get a really workable tone out of this, so let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and bring the gain quite a bit back down. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on the opaque drive, and that's my overdrive. I'm on the gold channel here, and we've got the level halfway up and the tone 3/4 of the way up. Let's go ahead and turn on a noise gate in here as well, just because I don't have a pedal noise gate hooked up. So I do have a noise gate turned on inside of my DAW now. So as you're hearing, the overdrive definitely tightens it up like it should on a dual rec style sound, right? And it tightens it up very well. It gives it that good like attack and aggression that I wanted out of it. And albeit the opaque drive is a hell of an overdrive pedal and it does the trick on really any amp that I plug it into, but that is proving that this little micro tube amp can take all of this in stride. I'm still really impressed by it. It's a great little amp. Let's go ahead and mess with the tone knob a little bit on the dirty channel so you can hear what that does to it. So that's what we've got right now. Let's go ahead and crank the tone in the other direction. I have it cranked all the way up right now, but. So it sounds like a low pass filter was just shoved over the top of it. Let's go halfway up. Still like a blanket's over it there. Let's go 3/4. So what are my thoughts? This amp is actually very surprising for its price, for its size, and for what it's made for. It is a very simple little 2-channel hybrid tube and solid state amp. It does the job. It has a very usable clean channel, especially if you're going to use this as a pedal platform and put maybe preamp pedals in front of it because it has the effects loop in the back, or running like compression, delay, reverb, and everything like that in front of and in the effects loop. It takes the overdrive pedal extremely well. There's not a whole lot of other things out there that will do all of this and still give you the power section built in. And Joyo's really known for that. They're giving people a lot of value for their dollar. Because as you all know by now, the Rigel preamp from Joyo Audio is one of my all-time favorite pedals and amps. It sounds fantastic. And it's only 59 bucks. I think it's super cheap. These are no different as far as like value to price ratio goes. Are these a 100 watt all tube amp like an SLO 100? No. And they're also very well priced comparatively to that. You get what you get with these pedals, and what I think that you get is a lot of bang for your buck. They're fun to play through, they're inspiring to play through, they're fun as hell for crafting tones with, and I think that they're worth checking out.